Guys, it's Sarah, and today we are going to do a book haul. This are all the books that I got in the month of February. I purchased 2. One of them I've already read, and the other one is just I needed to use up a gift card, so I decided to grab another one that I've been very excited about, and the price will not go down, so I decided to use a gift card and get it for free, essentially. And then all the rest were sent to me by publishers, which is really exciting, and there are some really, really good ones in this pile. Okay, the first one was sent to me by St. Martin's Paperbacks. Now, they are doing some re-releases of some romance authors who write a lot of romance and contemporary, and they're binding them up. So this is a bind up basically for Nora Roberts. This one is called Bright Stars, but it has 2 different books in it, and it came very small. So it's a mass market paperback, which I don't love. I thought this was going to be like a full-size paperback. Not so much. So I don't love the size, but it's fine. Okay, so the 2 books that are included in this one is Once More with Feeling and Opposites Attract. So, yeah, so this is 2, let me see if I can figure out where they split here. So this is Once More with Feeling, and here's Opposites Attract. Okay, so I'm just going to give you like a visual of how big each book is. So this one is Once More with Feeling. This one is Opposites Attract. So it's just about in the middle. And so they are releasing, especially Nora Roberts, her books in like little 2-book bind-ups here. And so they offered me one, and I went ahead and took it because I have not read anything by Nora Roberts yet. She has written some fantasy books I'm a little bit more interested in, but I haven't read anything by her at all. And she is such a prolific author, and she has such a loyal following that I kind of just want to give her a try. And I think it would be interesting to try her contemporaries and then also try her fantasy and see which one I like more, enjoy more, whatever. Premise-wise, I think the fantasy is going to be more my thing, but I would love to actually try her contemporary as well. For a little bit of synopsis for both of these. So Once More with Feeling follows 2 musicians, Raven and Brandon, and they are working together on musical scores, if you will. And they have a pretty hot and heavy romance, I believe, and then something happens and it causes them to break up. And so they completely go their separate ways. And eventually, Brandon has been hired to write the score of a potentially pretty big movie, and he wants Raven to come and help him with this score and to work with him again. And so I think they find themselves coming back together. And in Opposites Attract, you are following 2 tennis players who are, I think they're rivals, although it's male-female. So I don't know how all that's going to work. But they're very, very successful. They're like champions, and then they have this scandalous affair, I think, and it ends badly, and they both go their separate ways, like into worse situations, if you will. And I think that something is going to end up bringing them back together. So interesting. It sounds pretty similar, and I'm wondering if that's why they put these 2 in a bind up, like similar stories, just different situations and different characters. So I guess we'll see, but I was willing to give it a try. Okay, this next one was sent to me from Wednesday Books. This one comes out March 1st, and that is Edgewood, and this is by Kristen Cicerelli. Can we even, with this cover, how beautiful is this? Oh my goodness. This is, I believe, a young adult novel. And it follows a girl named Emmeline, and she lives next to this forest that is supposed to be enchanted. There's a lot of myths surrounding it, a lot of folklore. She doesn't really buy into all that, but she has always felt a little bit drawn to it, but she tries to avoid it at all costs because she doesn't trust it. One day, her grandfather goes missing from his nursing home. So she is devastated because she's very close to her grandfather. So she is trying to find him and make sure he's safe and to bring him back and everything. She has no idea where he went. She ends up finding herself at the edge of the woods. She's just really feeling drawn there. And she starts seeing some signs that maybe that's where her grandfather went. So she reluctantly enters the woods, finds herself in the middle of this whole society, and there's magic and things are happening. She ends up making a deal with the Wood King, and she trades her incredibly talented singing voice for her grandfather's safety. So that kind of gives me a little bit of Little Mermaid vibes, if you will. But then she is teaming up with someone else to try to take this person down is my guess. And yeah, so that sounds really fun. A nice fantasy. And seriously, with this cover, like, it is so stunning. Okay, this next one was sent to me from Berkeley. This is a historical fiction, and that is Sisters of Night and Fog, and this is by Erika Roebuck. This one actually follows two different women who are dealing in World War II. So one is an American. She is married to a French man. They are living in France at the time of World War II. They decide to stay instead of flee, and just think if they can keep their heads down, they'll be okay. And then we are also following a British woman who finds herself being recruited to be a secret agent. And these two women, their worlds collide together in the middle of World War II, and they are trying to come together to fight against the Germans. The interesting thing about this one is that this is based on two actual women and their true stories about what happened in World War II. So obviously it's historical. The author's going to take some liberties with it, but it is based on two true people and true stories. So that is super awesome. This one comes out March 1st. Next one was sent to me from Echo, and this comes out on March 15th, and that is Drowning Practice. This is by Mike McGinnis. Love this cover. Again, love, love, love. Now, this is speculative fiction, which I feel like I need to give a fair shot to, because I don't know that I've read a ton of it. Like, if I have, I don't really remember what it was I read, but this also has a little bit of an apocalyptic feel, so I think I'm going to warm to it a little bit more, but I wanted to give it another shot because I don't know that I really have found a footing with speculative fiction, and I don't know if it's going to be a genre that I'm really going to enjoy, so therefore I need to see if I'm going to enjoy it or not by reading some. So this definitely falls into that. But I think the apocalyptic narrative will also be something appealing for me. So this follows a mother and daughter, and there is a situation that has happened on Earth where everyone is having the same dream. So they are dreaming that on November 1st, they are being walked to their death, like they're being walked to this body of water where they drown. And everyone is having the same dream. Therefore, it's causing everyone to believe that this is actually going to happen. Like, this is a big premonition that's going to happen. And on November 1st, the world is going to end. So we are following our mother and daughter who are believing that this is going to happen. And so they're trying to figure out how to spend the last months of their life and really live it up and, maybe try to see if they could stop it as well. I don't know if that's going to be an aspect in here or not, or I'm sure there's going to be some people who think they can stop it. So that you're watching them spend their last months that they believe is going to be on Earth. So I thought I'd give it a try. Why not? Speculative fiction, not my comfort zone at all, but I'm going to try it. And this next one was sent to me from HarperTeen. This comes out on March 8th, and that is Blood Scion. This is by Deborah Fillet. Oh my goodness. Can you even? Again, publishers are killing it with these covers. This is so stunning. So this follows a young girl named Sloane, and she has fire powers. So she can literally, it says she can incinerate an army at will. So she is very powerful with fire. However, that makes her the enemy of everyone around her as people are trying to eliminate that type of magic and, make sure that it can't be used because it's very dangerous. So she has to hide who she is. She can't use her magic in public because she's going to get hunted and taken down basically by the people of her country. So she has to keep her identity a secret. Her mother is going through a lot of hoops as well to keep her identity a secret, and it causes her to disappear. So her mother has been taken, possibly. She has no idea where her mother is. She's trying to find her, and she believes that her own abilities are what got her mother taken. So she ends up getting voluntold to be part of the army in her country. And the people in the army are the ones who are trying to hunt people like her. So she has to really keep her head down and to make the most of her forced situation here while keeping her identity secret, but she's also going to use it as an opportunity to, number one, find her mother, and number two, take down her enemies as well, so that she can finally find some freedom. And this sounds really awesome. It's a young adult fantasy. Super excited for it. Again, cover killing it. I'm excited for this one. So huge thanks to all the publishers for sending me those books. I just realized all of those come out in March. So they're all coming up very soon, like within the next 2 weeks. So that's exciting. Okay, so let's talk about the books that I purchased myself. Again, I had an Amazon gift card and I wanted to go ahead and use it up. So I got 2 books. First one that's going on my TBR is Wolf Song by TJ Klune. This has been on my wish list for a long time. I have heard such amazing things about this book. It is a werewolf male-male romance. I'm here for it. I've heard amazing things about this entire series. So I wanted to get the first book to give it a try, see what I think. I like werewolf stories. Urban fantasy is something that I can easily get back into when I'm in the mood for it. And I'm here for this one. And again, I love TJ Klune. I have read a book by him and it was one of my favorites of last year, like almost made it to the very top. Well, it was like number 2, but I want to read more from him for sure. And I know that he has released a whole bunch of different types of books. So like this is an urban fantasy. He's written a lot of just straight romances and some fantasy elements mixed into some romances as well. So there's a few different ways you can go with him as an author, which I really like. And this was definitely one that has piqued my interest for sure. And this one has been on my wish list for a while and the price has never gone down. So I've always been kind of keeping an eye on it because I check on my wish list every so often to see if any prices drop. And this one just never does. It has always stayed pretty high up there for me personally in how much I like to spend on books. So I went ahead and used a gift card while I had it because I had enough for it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and treat myself to this one. I will read it eventually, though no immediate plans quite yet, but I'm happy to add this to my shelves. And the last book that I purchased myself is a book I've already read. You will hear about it in my February wrap-up because I did read it in the second half of February already, and that is The Storyteller by Dave Grohl. You guys, this is his memoir. I listened to this on audiobook from my library because I knew I wanted to listen to it because he reads it himself. And I knew that was the way I wanted to go. And I was hoping there were some musical elements in there, which there are here and there. And I finished this book and immediately when I knew I had a gift card, I was like, I'm buying this book. I need to have it on my shelves. I would 100% reread this. I want to flip through and look at the pictures. I want to put book darts in it. So I'm going to be doing that this weekend to like just mark places that I remember when I was listening that I wanted to, like mark. There were places where I laughed out loud. He grew up right next to where I live right now, right outside DC. So like it was really cool hearing about some local places. Literally, he lived in the town next to where I live. Like his mom works or used to work in the same public county schools that my kids go to right now. So it was really cool just to hear that kind of stuff. And just his stories were incredible. And I loved every minute of not only the listening experience, but I think flipping through here and marking it up is just going to give me all those feels again. So I knew I wanted this on my shelves. So I went ahead and bought a copy. Okay, guys, that is my book haul for February. That was pretty good. I'm very happy with everything. And I only bought 2 books and one of them I've already read. So I really only added 1 book to my TBR that I purchased. And then the rest were all sent from publishers, which obviously will go on my TBR, but I didn't purchase them. So I'm sticking pretty good with my book buying habits. I did not get a book of the month box this month. There wasn't anything that was interesting to me for the options. The only one that kind of was interesting was The Golden Couple, but I've already read it and I don't feel like I need a copy. So I decided to skip my book of the month box this month. So we'll see what March has. I'm hoping for Simone St. James. I want her new one so bad. So I'm hoping that one is a book of the month option so I can grab it. But so I think I did pretty good for February. So clunking along strong here. Pretty proud of it. Okay, guys, let me know if you're interested in any of these books. Are any of these on your anticipated reads at all? Have you read Wolf Song or Storyteller that I just purchased for myself? Those are the only 2 that are already out. Let me know. Oh, and then Nora Roberts. Nora Roberts is out already. I think that's the only one that they've already been previously released. Let me know about Nora Roberts. If anyone has read her, do you like her contemporaries? Do they all start kind of feeling the same after a while. That's a little bit of my concern when I read the synopsises for them. It kind of sounds like the same storyline, so I'm a little nervous about that, but we'll see. So let me know if you guys have any Nora Roberts opinions or what you think I would like from her. So, okay, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.